If you're over 60, there's one moment in your daily routine that could quietly trigger a heart attack without warning. It's not during a workout or while dealing with stress. It's right after lunch. You might feel fine, maybe just a little full, maybe a little tired. Then suddenly tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, and everything changes. As a heart doctor, I've seen too many cases where someone who seemed perfectly healthy collapsed after a meal. No signs, no stress. Just a quiet afternoon and a tragedy that no one saw coming. One such case happened during the Lunar New Year in a quiet neighborhood. A 61-year-old woman, known for her devotion to family and routine, had just finished a joyful holiday lunch with loved ones. As she stood up to clean the dishes, she felt a sharp pressure in her chest. Moments later, she collapsed in the kitchen. Paramedics arrived quickly, but it was too late. The cause, sudden cardiac arrest. What's shocking is not just her age, but how common this kind of incident really is, especially in older adults with silent underlying heart issues. And the biggest risk wasn't what she ate. It was what she did right after eating. In today's video, I'll walk you through 3 common habits that seem harmless but may quietly increase your risk of heart attack after a meal, especially if you're over 60. If you've ever felt bloated, tired, or tight-fisted after eating, this may be the most important message you hear this year. Stay with me, because what you do in the first 30 minutes after a meal might be putting your heart at risk. 1. Drinking yogurt or dairy right after a large meal. For many older adults, finishing a meal with a glass of milk or a cup of yogurt feels like a healthy habit. It's creamy, refreshing, and often recommended for gut health. But what most people don't realize is that when your stomach is already full, especially after a large holiday meal, adding dairy can quietly overload the digestive system. After you eat, your body sends a significant amount of blood to the stomach and intestines to handle digestion. This redirection means less blood is available for the heart and brain. Normally, your body balances this shift without issue, but in aging adults, especially those with existing heart conditions, this can become a problem. Dairy products like yogurt are high in protein and fat, both of which require more effort to break down. Drinking them immediately after eating adds a second wave of digestive demand, increasing pressure inside the stomach and further dilating blood vessels in the gut. This creates a blood pooling effect, drawing even more circulation away from the heart. For a weakened or aging heart, that can lead to sudden oxygen shortage, irregular heartbeat, or even cardiac arrest. I remember a patient who had a habit of ending every lunch with a glass of chilled milk. One afternoon, after a particularly large family meal, he began to feel dizzy and short of breath within minutes of finishing. His pulse was faint, and he nearly collapsed. Emergency tests showed severe strain on his heart and elevated lactate levels, evidence of poor oxygen delivery during digestion. He recovered, but his doctors made it clear dairy right after a meal was no longer safe for him. For older adults, the best approach is to enjoy yogurt or milk between meals, not immediately after eating. Give your body time to manage one digestive load at a time. It's not about cutting out these foods completely, it's about timing them wisely to avoid silently overloading your system when it's already working hard. 2. Eating fruit immediately after a heavy meal. Fruit is often seen as the perfect way to end a meal light, refreshing, and packed with vitamins, but for older adults, especially those with slower digestion or metabolic issues like diabetes, eating fruit right after a large meal can quietly disrupt the body's balance and put stress on the heart and digestive system. Most fruits are high in natural sugars and fiber. When consumed alone, they digest quickly, but after a full meal, especially one rich in fat and protein, the stomach is already working at full capacity. Adding fruit on top creates a traffic jam in the gut, slowing down digestion, increasing fermentation, and causing symptoms like bloating, acid reflux, and stomach discomfort. For seniors, this digestive delay does more than cause discomfort. It can affect blood circulation, especially to the heart. After a large meal, the blood is already concentrated in the digestive system. Now, with fruit fermenting on top of undigested food, the body works even harder to break everything down. This added burden can quietly reduce blood flow to the heart and brain, increase pressure in the abdomen, and trigger arrhythmias or angina in people with coronary issues. There's also the risk of sudden spikes in blood sugar, especially with sweet fruits like grapes, mangoes, or ripe bananas. For someone with prediabetes or unstable blood sugar, these post-meal sugar surges can quietly damage blood vessels over time, laying the groundwork for stroke or heart disease. If you love fruit, the best time to eat it is on an empty stomach or between meals, when your digestive system can absorb its nutrients efficiently without overworking. It's not about avoiding fruit, it's about giving your body the time and space to handle it properly. That small change can protect your heart, your brain, and your digestion in ways you might not feel today, but that matter deeply for the years ahead. 3. Exercising too soon after eating. For many people, a short walk or light movement after a meal feels like a healthy habit, but intense physical activity immediately following a full meal, especially in older adults, can silently place dangerous stress on the heart and digestive system. When you eat, your body redirects a large portion of blood flow to the stomach and intestines to support digestion. At the same time, your heart is working harder to circulate blood efficiently, and your diaphragm rises slightly due to stomach expansion. This is a delicate balance, and heavy exercise right after eating disrupts it completely. During physical exertion, muscles require more oxygen, and the body shifts blood flow toward the limbs. This creates a conflict between the digestive system and the muscles, both demanding circulation. In older adults, especially those with any degree of cardiovascular disease, this competition can lead to sudden drops in blood pressure, reduced blood supply to the heart, or irregular heart rhythms. The result may be dizziness, shortness of breath, or in extreme cases, a cardiac event such as angina or even heart attack. Moreover, moving vigorously while digestion is still underway can trigger nausea, reflux, and stomach cramps. The digestive process slows down, leading to incomplete absorption of nutrients and increased discomfort. If you're over 60 or have a history of heart issues, it's essential to wait at least 30 to 60 minutes after eating before doing any moderate to intense physical activity. Gentle stretching or slow walking indoors may be fine, but anything beyond that should be delayed. Your heart needs recovery time just as much as your stomach does. Respecting that window after meals can prevent small, unnoticed strain from building into something much more dangerous over time. Conclusion. A silent warning, worth remembering. We often associate danger with obvious symptoms, chest pain, shortness of breath, or fainting. But in many cases, especially as we age, the most serious threats are the quiet ones. A full stomach, a quick chore after lunch, a little too much food during the holidays, these don't feel like emergencies. Yet for someone over 60, especially with underlying heart conditions, even these everyday habits can shift the body's balance in the wrong direction. Mrs. Lou's tragic passing after a routine lunch reminds us all that health is not just about what we do, but when and how we do it. Eating slowly, stopping when you're no longer hungry, allowing your body time to digest before moving or exercising. These are not old-fashioned tips. They are real tools that protect the brain, the heart, and the delicate systems that keep us alive. The lesson is not to live in fear, but to live with care. As we age, our bodies ask for more patience, more balance, more attention to timing. We may not feel the strain immediately, but the risks add up silently until one small moment becomes irreversible. So let Mrs. Lou's story serve as a reminder to us all. Respect your body's limits. Allow time for recovery. And understand that health isn't just about effort, it's about wisdom.